Welcome to this week's look at the state of the New York City real estate market, where I take a look at the luxury market, the Manhattan market, and the Brooklyn market. I do it because I want you to be informed. It never hurts when you're a consumer to be informed. Welcome to this week's look at the state of the New York City real estate market. This is a report for the week of February 27th to March 6th. As always, we're going to be looking at what happened last week for the luxury market, the Manhattan market, and the Brooklyn market. We're going to get started, as we always do, with the luxury market. And before I do that, I want to thank the Olshan report for their amazing reporting on the luxury market. All the data that they provide helps me to help you. Okay, let's get started. There were 31 contracts signed last week in Manhattan at properties that are priced at $4 million and above. That is 8 more than the previous week. And it was the second time this year that more than 30 contracts in 1 week were signed. Condos outsold co-ops 19-10, with 1 condop and 1 townhouse in that mix. Okay, so we're going to take a look now at the number 1 contract in the luxury market for last week. That was the 64th floor at 230 West 56th Street. It was asking $14.5 million. It is in a building called the Park Imperial. It is a condo. This unit has been on and off the market since 2015, and it had started as high as $39 million. Wow, that is a lot higher. They went through 3 brokerage firms before they finally got a signed contract with an asking price of, as I said, $14.5 million. This is a full floor unit. It has over 7,900 square feet. It includes 6 bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms. It has incredible views in all directions. The public space of this apartment is comprised of a 36-foot corner living room, kitchen, dining room, sitting and media room. It encompasses almost 100 feet across Central Park. Views must be just stunning from those rooms. The amenities in the building include doorman, fitness center, conference facilities, residence lounge, and terrace. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the number 2 contract. Was 3D at 50 West 66th Street. It was asking just a little bit over $12 million, which was actually an asking price that they raised from $10.75 million when the condo just started marketing off of floor plans back last summer. It has almost 3,900 square feet. It includes 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, a living room, and a family room open onto an 18 by 49 foot terrace. And the amenities in the building include doorman, a fitness center, indoor lap pool, outdoor saltwater pool and jacuzzi, basketball and pickleball courts, screening room, game room, bike room, and a dog washing facility. We've talked about this building before. It has had some other contract activity back, I think it was December. And the dog washing facility just is so adorable. I mean, I can just imagine that. We're going to take a look at the quick stats for the luxury market. The total weekly asking price sales volume, 228,583,000. Average asking price, 7,373,645. Median asking price, 6,470,000. The average discount from original ask to last asking price, 12%, and the average days on the market, 495. Okay, that's it for the luxury report for last week. Now we're going to take a look at what happened in Manhattan. What happened last week in Manhattan? Well, we're going to start as we always do with the 1 week look, the supply and the contract signed, etc. Before I get started on that, I want to thank Urban Digs for all their amazing reporting on the Manhattan and the Brooklyn markets at all price points, all property types. Just as with the Olshan report, their amazing work helps me to help you. So we're going to take a look now at this 1 week look. There were 439 properties that came on the market. That is an increase in the supply, a little over 32%. Contracts signed were also up for the week, 40%, a little bit more than that. 258 contracts were signed, which is great. The off-market properties also increased a bit, 190 properties went off the market. That is a big jump, 113.48%. You will see in this chart that we have shifted back into a more neutral or balanced market. We're going to talk about that, the reasons for that in a moment. In the meantime, we're going to kind of back up. Now we're going to take a broader view, look at the 1 month look at the supply. 1,395 properties came on the market over the month. That is up almost 10%. Contracts signed, 880. That is up 51% and change. And the off-market properties actually was down for the month, 509, down a little over 18%. Again, you'll see we're in this shifted back in Manhattan into this neutral market. And if you take a look at this market pulse chart, the chart is showing that, as we were kind of dipping down into buyers market territory, then we kind of popped up a little bit, then we went back down again. Because we are fully into the spring market now, it is a really good chance that we kind of hit the bottom of this correction. And so buyers have been kind of saying, if you're serious, you might want to be trying to make your deals right now, because the negotiability or the leverage ability that you have or have been having could be kind of going away, or at least a little bit going away. Here are those detailed charts for those who really want the details about the supply, the pending sales, the days on the market, monthly contract activity, price per square foot, median price per square foot, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These are really helpful charts if you are actively in the market and you're a buyer or seller and you really just want to be clear on the data. Let me know if you have any questions about any of these charts that I'm sharing with you. If you take a look at the supply, and this is where we'll get into a little bit why we're kind of back in that neutral territory, we're seeing a slight uptick in the Manhattan inventory. It is slow, it is steady, but we are also seeing the demand rising, and that is kind of keeping this market in a little more balance. We have seen the pending sales have gone up. This is the third week in a row that we have seen the pending sales rise a bit. So again, it's just simple supply and demand that we're looking at here. If you take a look at this new listings chart, you will see that we have seen the weekly new listings coming in over 400 for the first time since October. Buyers have been a little frustrated. Hasn't been the easiest because they haven't had a lot of new inventory to choose from. But what we are seeing is that as new properties are coming on the market, they are getting absorbed. And perhaps some of the properties that have been sitting for a while, maybe they're overpriced, maybe buyers perceive them as maybe they need too much work. Just very hard to say because every case is unique. But what we are seeing is, even though we are seeing more inventory coming on, we are also seeing with that rising demand. And so that has put us back into a more neutral market. This is a kind of an interesting chart, this price action chart. And frankly, it is not telling the whole story. We are seeing that the price action is rising. And at the end of 2022, it wasn't that we were really seeing the prices going down. We just didn't have a lot of current available data for that period. But now we have it. And we can see that these are the November figures. So we finally got those in. You can see that there are upticks in the prices. So again, this is for condo kind of price per square foot. It doesn't really tell us everything that we need to know because it kind of omits a huge portion of our market, which is the co-op market, but we don't track that price per square foot. So what we have to work with is what we have to work with. So if you just look at this chart, again, it's a bit in the rearview mirror. It's for November, but now that these reports and the data have finally come in, we're seeing that the prices really didn't fall. That's where I was going with this. Prices really did not fall in the kind of last part of 2022. And now that we see the buyers are jumping back in again, it's unlikely that we're going to see a lot of reductions in the price per square foot. That is it for the Manhattan market. Now we're going to shift over and take a look at Brooklyn. Starting with this 1 week look at the supply and demand for Brooklyn, we see that just as with Manhattan, we see a rise in the weekly activity in terms of supply, 205 properties, up almost 30%. The contracts signed up almost 31%. 132 contracts were signed over the week. And there was, again, this kind of weekly big jump with off-market properties. 122 properties went off the market. That is an increase of almost 198%. Again, as with Manhattan, we see from this market pulse at the bottom of this chart that we are back in a neutral market in Brooklyn. If we step back and look at the 1 month look, we see the supply 691 for the month. That is down 0.58%. Contracts signed, wow, big jump there for the month. 494, up a little over 52%. And the off-market properties, nothing to write home about here, 274, that's up only 2.62%. Again, we are in this neutral market now in Brooklyn. You can see from the market pulse chart that we have now kind of been on the rise. We seem to be pretty solidly in the neutral market. Again, buyers, if you're really serious, don't wait too long because your window of opportunity in terms of leverage and negotiability could well be closing. If you look at the supply for Brooklyn, 2,933 properties in total. That is up 1.9% year to date, 1.1% from last month. It is down 9.6% from last year. The pending sales, 1,528 for Brooklyn at all price points, all property types. That is down 7.9% year to date, up 6.6% from last month, and down 38.2% from last year. We're just, again, starting to see the buyers coming back into the market as this spring market is getting into kind of full swing. We will, of course, continue to keep an eye on this balance of supply and demand and kind of see where it's going in the coming weeks. Here are those detailed charts for those who are interested: the supply, the demand, the price per square foot, and discounts, days on market, all of that. All right, let me know if you have any questions about anything that I have talked about in this week's report, whether it is the luxury market, the Manhattan market, or the Brooklyn market, any of the charts that I have shared with you. You can post those questions below. If you find this kind of information to be helpful and of interest to you, please subscribe so that you can get my state of the market reports for the different sectors in the New York City market as they come out each week. And as always, if you think they would be helpful to someone else, please feel free to share these videos. All right, that is it for this week's look at the state of the New York City real estate market. I will be back next week with the latest news on what is happening in the Manhattan market, the Brooklyn market, the luxury market. In the meantime, take care.